Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Magic and Miracles, where you learn how to be the magician of your life. My name is Anna, and I created Magic and Miracles with one purpose only: to help people of all walks of life all around the world to achieve their manifestation goals and dreams. True story. All the information from me is below. What I do in my coaching is I help people quantum leap themselves from the timeline that you currently reside on, which happens to be an undesirable timeline, okay, each and every single time, to a timeline where they actually have everything they want, including their SP. My coaching program is unlike any other coaching program because I've constructed it myself during the last 15 years of my own journey, my own personal journey. Started 15 years ago when I decided to take finally my own deep dive and correct the things that I really struggled with, i.e., SP. And the last 10 years of being a coach, 7 years outside YouTube and 3 years on YouTube now. Now, my predecessor channel got hijacked by the haters. I know, it's funny now. And so the link is below. You will find a plethora of my work there, over 600 videos. So please get to know my personality. I'm very direct, very honest. I don't know any other way to be. And chances are you don't want me to be this way. Not at all. Why? Because you've had already so many coaches that tried to put a band-aid on a huge wound and it doesn't work. Quick fixes just do not work. My coaching program will help you to take a deep dive that you very badly need right now to really reconstruct your belief system. Okay, very important to reconstruct your beliefs with which you create your 360 bubble day in and day out, to process those emotions that keep you stuck on that timeline. This is what keeps you in the loop, in the cycle, those emotions of the mama drama panorama, as I refer to it, i.e., your history that we will discuss in detail in my coaching. No, it's not therapy, it's coaching. Just really understand the difference. I'm allowed to give you feedback. I'm allowed to be very brutally honest with you, not to disrespect you, but to really help you understand where you are, and so that you can jump to the timeline that you want to be on. Also, in my coaching, I teach you energy work. All right, this is something that no coach on planet Earth teaches the way that I do. I've done my research, trust me, during the last 10 years. I designed it myself again, and I've taught it myself since childhood, really, but in adulthood, I started experimenting with it, and it brought such magnificent results that I said, I have to incorporate it into my coaching when I became a coach 10 years ago. All right. It's really simple. A child can do it. It's not easy. Notice I didn't say easy. It's simple. A child can do it. But it really does help when you process your mama drama panorama. So your canvas, so to speak, is cleansed, is clean. You don't have resentment. You don't have anger anymore stopping you in the mix. You are pure, and now you're directing your pure energy towards your manifestations in a very, very powerful way. All right. Now, to be in my coaching, you need to sign up for an hour session first. We rendezvous in the session. We discuss what has been going on, the situation at hand. I ask a lot of questions. I definitely give you a lot of advice that if you take it to the bank, so to speak, and cash it in, you will succeed if you take action on it, just from one session alone. But upon completion of this session, you need to book what's called a signature coaching package, all right? Almost immediately at the end of the session. Why? Because I only can handle that many people in my coaching process at the same time to do a good job. And I really pride myself on this process and doing a good job with every single individual. I treat you like a Rolls Royce in my coaching, okay? If you, for whatever reason, cannot, no hard feelings in that sense. I need to move on to the next person who is ready to rock and roll, all right? In this coaching program, we rendezvous 3 times per week. You will have your own schedule, okay? And I like to operate in this intense manner so that we can indeed attack your old beliefs, your old system that keeps you trapped right now. uh, just really unmercifully, okay? Attack it head on, completely reconstruct it so that it isn't cozy with you anymore. It's gotten cozy with you. You, not for nothing, in a very dysfunctional way, have gotten cozy with it. So this intensity is very much necessary for you to snap out of it and start introducing new ideas. Now, 2 to 3 months on average is enough for an individual. Sometimes people have stayed longer, but by that time, I downgrade you to a less frequency package, all right? Maybe on the go is another package twice a week, or maybe it's once a week. Depends on an individual, depends on the situation. Upon completion of the coaching, sometimes people come back for touch ups 6 months down the road, a year down the road. It just depends again on an individual. But by then, I'm not dealing with the same individual at all, because now you're operating on a new timeline. There are different other things, but it's not a desperation at that point. It's not crisis at that point. You are indeed becoming what I call the golden Buddha, the ultimate version of you. And you really are familiar now with the things that you really need to work on. And you continue working on those even after you've left my coaching. But to fine tune and to tweak and to touch up, this is what happens at that stage of the game. If you have any questions about anything that I just said, please email me. Now, I want to remind everybody, on Saturday, this coming Saturday, today's Thursday, in 2 days, we have the first members only live, all right? And it will be beneficial to you. Why? Because not only I will show up with my subject, the extraordinary power of telepathy, a really juicy topic, you will learn a lot, but you will be able to interact with me via Zoom, face to face, get advice on your specific situation. I want no more than 5 people at a time, okay? Maybe more if if there's demand, but I prefer 5 people so that I can do my best job and give you my all and deliver, what I need to deliver to you. And this will make it easier for me with your people. No, it's not coaching. Please don't get confused. It is not group coaching. I have a group coaching package on my website as well. The links are below. But this will be your introduction, okay, into my coaching, to be able to sample it. The membership is monthly. It's only $250. Go get it. Go sign the coaching agreement, sign up, and see you Saturday. All right. And as usual, if you're new, big thumbs up and big subscribe. This is a new channel. Let's get it pumping over here. So the topic of today is the magic of quantum entanglement with your SP, all right? Listen, you're permanently entangled with this SP of yours. Even if you feel like you're not, the fact that you've rendezvoused with them in your lifetime, the fact that you know their name, the fact that you know them, you've had encounters with them, you've had a story, you've had history, you're permanently entangled with them. So even if they're missing, quote unquote, there's a lack, kind of illusion in your reality right now of them, understand they're very much present in your quantum field. The fact that you made them disappear, okay, for the time being, temporarily, is what we address in coaching. Why did this occur? But the fact that they're always present, even though they are invisible right now, even though they may not be acting the way that you want them to, even though they're with a third party, it still doesn't matter. You always have them, my dear. And so I'm going to explain how even before you came to this earthly experience of yours that you're currently living out, all right? And maybe it has been a cycle, one after the other, and now you've stumbled onto a good one, let's just say, somebody who's really worth your time. Now, I'm not talking about abusive people, all right? You know my stance on that. This does not cover abusive people. You know that if they deliberately hurt you and continue hurting you, everybody makes mistakes, but if they continued hurting you, and sometimes I get people in my coaching that, it has been going on for years. Like, we're not discussing these people. These people are just lessons in the process for you to rediscover your self-esteem and your self-worth. That is not the conversation here, okay? We're talking about a person who you really feel a connection with, that there's something to explore, and your mama drama panorama floated up, okay? You got insecure, you got fearful, and they disappeared, they ghosted you, they disconnected, they went with a third party. This is the discussion here, okay? So one of my declarations, okay, my favorite declaration that I've had for years now, okay, coming on to like 8 years probably now, maybe more. From the beginning, it was so, and it will always be so. Okay. What and declaration is very different from an affirmation that you need to repeat endlessly. I constructed my own personal declarations that, sometimes I share with you in the recordings out of my own personal experiences. And so it's imbued with feeling and meaning for me. There's an experience behind it that taught me that it was an aha moment, so to speak. And so I don't fucking need to repeat it endlessly, nor do I recommend that for anybody. I think that's totally crazy, actually, to try to jam something into your mind that you cannot possibly access the emotion of. But what that represents, from the beginning, it was so, and it will always be so, is that there is a parallel world right now for you to live out that is unbudgeable. It is there forever. Before you even came through, like I said, to this earthly experience, it was there and it will forever be there. It didn't go anywhere. In other words, your speed didn't fucking go anywhere. That perfect situation that you're looking for, with a proposal, with living together, with loving each other, them being in love with you, them being faithful and loyal to you, all of this jazz. Okay, when I say faithful and loyal, again, I do not mean they cheated on you like 55 fucking times, and then, no, that's abuse in my book, all right? Listen, you need to recover your self-esteem, as I've said, and then, move on to another person. You will never, when you really quantum leap to the timeline of the Golden Buddha, you will never look at that fucking person the same way again, nor should you. All right. So faithful and loyal, committed to you with a proposal. This world will always exist. It didn't fucking go anywhere. You went somewhere. You took a little fucking detour or a big fucking detour, okay? Because it's the reproduction, again, of your fears and of your insecurities that floated up in this experience. So the world is patiently waiting for you to get your shit together, to get on that frequency of that world. Like, I've always had it. From the beginning, I've had it. And I will always fucking had it. This is the feeling you're going for. Now, you're literally switching worlds, you understand? You're literally switching worlds when you change your perspective on what has been going on, when you stop feeling sorry for yourself and you understand the lesson at hand. And go listen to my other audio, the previous audio of your SP is not punishing you, okay? It's simply that you lost touch with the correct world that you want to be a part of, all right? That's all that happened. There's no punishment going on. You're not a bad person in that sense. You just went off to a different world, okay? That seems really familiar. It's really familiar to feel sorry for yourself. It's really familiar to expect lack. It's really familiar to expect somebody to abandon you, okay? Or whatever, to do whatever that they've done to you, ghost you, go with a third party, etc., etc., etc. This was expected, even though underneath it all, it's expected underneath it all, but on the surface, you seem surprised, you seem disappointed, but your consciousness is not surprised whatsoever. Okay, this was created on automatic pilot, but this is the disconnection that has to happen gradually. Okay, one day at a time. Don't force yourself in that sense. With the lack world, the lack world is a false world, I tell you. You're living in the false world right now, convinced this is the only story for you to live out. But what if you completely turn the tables on this idea? And what if I propose to you this idea right now and said, what if you absolutely knew that your victory was in stone, that your victory was completely guaranteed? It is here now, not even a millimeter away. That world is available, not even a millimeter, not in a kind of space kind of situation. This is here and this is there, but a frequency away. The changeover of the reality is a frequency, a feeling away. What if you started to introduce this idea? I already have my fucking SP. I'm quantum entangled with them. I will always have them till my fucking dying breath on this earthly experience. They will always be mine. Now, it's my job to offer myself this experience where they're actually physically present in my world, that they're living with me, they're sleeping in the same bed with me, or maybe, some people have different beds, but in the same house, okay, or in the same apartment or whatever. Like we belong together kind of sense, feeling. Because again, your dream is really hard trying to reach you, but on a different frequency. So imagine, like in the example of a telephone, okay, or a radio station or whatever. I know you've heard these examples, but these are the best examples that I can come up with right now. They're on a different frequency, like dying to be with you, dying to marry you, dying to be with you forever. You happen to be on a different frequency where you completely feel miserable and left behind, and so you don't see them. You're commanding them out of your world. You're instructing them, no, I'm miserable, I don't have you. You're insisting. This is your insistence kind of situation. Start insisting differently. Offer yourself up this opportunity. What if I'm completely fucking wrong about this person? What if I introduce so much doubt, so many fears, so much drama mama panorama? And in the energy course, by the way, you can there's a do-it-yourself signature energy course for the advanced, okay, that is, once you process your mama drama panorama, as I've posted yesterday, you introduce so much darkness into the situation. This SP had no choice but to exit. Okay. Again, provided they're not abusive, which if they exited, thank fucking God. Okay. It's trying to reach you on that frequency miraculously and magically, on the higher frequency of expectancy for things to turn around in your favor, for them to drop the third party, for them to propose to you, for them to change their mind about you, for them to change their mind about commitment. Okay. Not to continue dating around, but to stick to you on that frequency that you're so going to be convinced of, incrementally so, because I do understand it's a process. This is why I offer coaching. It will be like by magic. It will just come out of the ground. Like, where was this fucking yesterday? Well, yesterday you were a different fucking person. Couldn't reach you yesterday. Your vibrational address was the wrong address. Your vibrational address was one of misery. I don't expect them to come over. I don't deserve it underneath it all, you say. It's been like this for years, and on and on and on you go. So it can't reach you. But once you are locked into this frequency with practice, with gratitude, with faith, with commitment, like this is the reality and no other fucking reality. I've fucking had it. And darlings, use your frustration, use your desperation in a different way. Use it to fuel your desires to come true, because you're going to use it for your determination, for your discipline, not to drive yourself fucking crazy, not to spiral, not to spy on them on social media, but to work on yourself. Okay, you right now may be under the impression, yeah, you come over here and make me happy, SP. Doesn't work like that. It just doesn't. It never will. Everybody's responsible for their own reality. And so they are not going to be able to come and fill you up with love until you do it for yourself. That's rising in frequency. And then on that frequency, hoopla, here's a text message you've been waiting for I don't know how many months or maybe years. I don't know. I have all sorts of situations in my coaching. Here's the money that you wanted for such a long time. Where the fuck was it yesterday? Again, you were not here yesterday. You couldn't couldn't receive it on that frequency. Don't wait for it. Not in a million fucking years is going to happen. That frequency that you're occupying right now, listen, you can reside on it for the rest of your days and not a goddamn thing will happen. You owe it to yourself to fish yourself out of that frequency by any means possible. And again, this is where coaching comes in very powerfully. But you have to refuse the old world so that you can jump into the new world. All right. This is not a negotiation, you say to yourself. Okay. I've had it. I'm determined. I've had it. I've had it up to my fucking ears. I've fucking had it. It's a command. At this point, I'm commanding something that I should have done. You can say to yourself, from the very fucking beginning, but I didn't know any better. I already have my SP. Now, what the fuck am I doing with this SP? Am I sending them telepathically the thoughts of I'm miserable, don't come near me? Okay, because I mean, basically, this is the translation. I'm miserable, I'm unloved, I don't deserve your love, badu badu badu. You prefer the third party is better than me. This is communication. Okay, you need to really start commanding differently. And again, of course, I don't discount the fact that at first blush, it's going to feel so unfamiliar. Ooh, I can command. Yes, you've been doing that. You've been doing that, just reverse, okay? You're not desperate. You're confused. Your mama drama panorama confused the shit out of you. And I can sympathize because I've been there. Listen, this is why I speak with so much passion and so much fucking drive, because I've been there. I wish somebody did it for me years and years ago, like from the very beginning. True story. You're not desperate, darling. You're confused about how much power you have and how to use it. It's like you're either in or you're out. Decide right now. The world on the frequency of which is love, passion, self-love, mind you, not just towards them, all right? Just general love, love for the sky, love for the birds, love for everything in your life that's good in your life. Like whenever I fished myself out of any kind of challenging situation, I on purpose and deliberately was looking for things to appreciate, to be grateful for, no matter how small. Now, don't force yourself in that sense. Things that actually you're grateful for, things that actually you appreciate, but be this like hunter hunting for things to be grateful for, to appreciate. Even if you're walking down the street and you see a person dressed nicely, oh look how nice they dress, that's so really lovely. Oh look, that couple is so beautiful. Mine is on the way, it's okay, they're happy, I'm gonna let them be happy. Okay. Oh look, the sky is so beautiful and blue today. Oh look, the flowers. Oh look, this, look, da, 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 da. And before you know it, your frequency is like you're a balloon. And from that perspective, you realize, holy shit, fucking bananas. I've been wasting my motherfucking time residing in the world that I never belonged in. But never fucking belonged in. What the fuck was I doing with my life all this time? Because on that frequency, everything is so crystal clear. Everything is so easy. Everything is so speedy. Everything is so inspirational. And you literally want to levitate. I gotta tell you this. And nothing changed yet. Okay, just a second right now, nothing really changed in the 3D, but you already feel like you have them. You feel this telepathic communication with them, like, oh my darling, I love you, but not in a possessive, in a desperate way, but I love you like genuinely, wholesomely. I love myself, and therefore I'm able to love you. Not like, oh, come over here, fill me up with love, but I'm already filled up with love, you see. And now I have different communication towards you. Do you know how powerful that shit is? It will revolutionize your life and the way you look at the world. Permanently so, but permanently so, I tell you. But the decision, it has to be made. Either you're in or you're out. Again, you can stay in the miserable world for the rest of your days. Nobody's gonna fucking care, but nobody's gonna care. It's your responsibility to fish yourself out of it once and for all. And even if you slip in there again, It's not gonna happen. You're gonna deliberately, like a powerful magician, like a soldier with discipline and determination, be like, no, not today, not ever, but not today and not right now. I'm working on something here and I'm fucking committed. No more. I've had it, but I've had it, I tell you. But you see how powerful the fed upness is when you start fucking commanding, you getting off your ass, you're starting to command and not like, "Ooh, I'm this little person in the corner, powerless." Snap out of it, will ya? It doesn't become you. You are the golden Buddha. You need to get the fuck back on your throne and put that crown on your head where it fucking belongs. You're not this small person. You're all powerful. But you're so powerful, you drove it into the ground, your vibration, allowing the fears and the insecurities and the mama drama panorama wreak havoc on you. Get rid of that fucking shit. Incrementally so. It's not gonna happen overnight again. You are all powerful. Your power, your real magic resides on the high frequency. This is where you move worlds, but quite fucking literally. You will be amazed and astounded how you can move worlds in one day once you have this under your belt, this practice, this muscle. Like, yes, you can slip in. Everybody's fucking human in that sense. Like, everybody, it happens to everybody. You can slip in into a not so kind of like very desirable mood for a split second, but no, I'm not doing this. I'm not going to that world. No fucking bloody way. I'm staying in my motherfucking golden Buddha status on my throne and with my crown right on my head where it fucking belongs. In that sense, fears and a bad mood are too fucking expensive, darlings. Too fucking expensive. They could cost you your very dreams. This is too expensive. Don't let them. Don't let them do the narration ever. Get rid of these fuckers. I've had this dream the other night and it was symbolic and I'm convinced it has nothing to do with my life. Okay, I kind of thought about it, but I think I saw the dream so I can tell you in the recording. And I had, my spiritual squad meeting this morning and I said, should I discuss it? And they said, yeah, go ahead because it's going to help people. I've had a dream that I've had these really weird ass intruders into my house and they were like breaking down the door. And I was like, get the fuck out, get the fuck out. And they were really weird looking, like really strange looking, like semi monsters kind of situation, like Halloween is coming up, that kind of situation. Anyway, and I got really determined and I'm like, get the fuck out of here. The door kind of slamming and locking didn't work. They kept breaking the door. And once I got really determined and I said, get the fuck out of here, motherfuckers, they left. They left. They evaporated out of the dream. And so this is what I'm sharing with you now. It's too fucking expensive to let the fears and the insecurities or whatever, mama drama panorama, barge into your happiness and wreak havoc on your good magical frequency. Tell them, get the fuck out. Go fuck yourself while you're at it. Never again. You don't have permission. But you see how it's not rejecting them, meaning like locking the door, right? Kind of situation. It's literally the determination that's going to come from within your spirit that's going to forever bar them and block them out of your reality. Once you choose a new reality, that reality you actually belong on, with your honey, with your money, with your beautiful new home, maybe perhaps you're moving in together, etc., etc. You're committed. You're committed. People say, why can't he commit to me? Are you committed? Okay, you need to be committed to this reality. Once you choose this new reality, you're committed. There's no turning back. You cannot again afford this fucking luxury of yo-yoing, of allowing yourself to slip into this mood for longer than a day. Now listen, if you do it for longer than a day at this juncture, wherever you are in your journey, don't feel bad. As long as you recognize this is what I'm doing right now and I shouldn't be doing it, and take action to fish yourself out of it. Okay, your commitment always lies with the golden Buddha status, with your crown, with your throne, okay, so to speak, symbolically speaking. This is the world that you belong in. That's where you're committed. So any other motherfucker in the form of fear, insecurity, is just like, get the fuck out. I'm committed to this. I'm married to my reality, to my ultimate reality, where I am married to this person, my SP, where I'm engaged to them at the very least, or I'm just living with them. You know, some people don't want to get married in that sense, perfectly fine. But this is my commitment. This is where I reside, first mentally and emotionally, and very soon thereafter in the physicality. There is no turning back. Cut the cord to the mama fucking drama panorama. All right. You have to be solidly grounded in this reality. This has to feel like it's completely normal and natural. So, again, it's achieved gradually. It's not going to happen overnight. But the feeling that you're looking for is not like, oh my God, it's such a surprise. I didn't expect it. And hoopla, and it fell into my lap. It never happens like this. Okay. Even if somebody will tell you this fucking story, it never happens like that. The person deliberately and in a coordinated way constructed this reality day in and day out. Whether they are aware of it consciously or not, that's a different story. But the fact that it happened gradually and they have solidly grounded themselves in this reality to the point that it feels as natural as their skin, that's a fact. All right. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. In that sense, you're not forcing to be in it. You're not forcing to be it. You are it. And the thing is, when you get there, you feel like, yeah, this feels like home. This feels like me, the real me, the authentic me. No longer being humiliated by the lack world. Okay, it feels so distorted, feels so strange and so foreign to my soul. Because your soul, it hates fucking limitations that you're placing on it. It wants to fly, it wants to experience magical shit with this person. Not just with this person, but in your life, period. Okay? You will feel like this has always been you because it has been. This is what you're looking to do, to shed these limitations and fly like the bird in the sky. And in the process, when you're transitioning from one world to the other, have faith until the end. Are you listening? Have faith until the end. Do not give up ever, but I mean ever, 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 ever on your dreams. Have faith until the end. Try again and try again. Try again. Believe it or not, even if you don't see any result in quotation on the outside, you gradually, if you're patient with yourself and loving towards yourself, you gradually are ascending to a new frequency. Even if right now nothing is changing, you're making deliberate efforts towards gradually ascending to this magical frequency where you finally realize the magical powers that you have. And in that sense, once you achieve it once, you can achieve it over and over and over again. And you'll never be confused about your power again. And you'll realize something so profound. And this came to me in meditation the other day. The universe is never going to run out of parallel realities. The universe is never going to run out of money or ideas or SP opportunities. And you will never run out of opportunities to turn it all around for yourself. All right? You'll never run out of chances in that sense. Every single passing minute is another chance to turn it all around. Are you making this chance available for yourself? And why not start now? Because it's all available now. Thank you very much for listening. All the information from me again is below. Until next time, ciao, ciao.